Welcome to the Rain Dance Ranch. This is just the beginning. I have 1.25 acres and I got lots of plans, but let's see what I got going on right now. I make a lot of these videos just so people can kind of see, hopefully, if anybody wants to review these videos, they're kind of lengthy, see how things are going. So over here, I did basically cover cropping, and then I've planted some cantaloupe. Now, I don't really know what's gonna happen with these Austrian snow peas here, or Austrian winter peas. That's what's growing up the tree. I'm kind of gonna let them ride. I may pull off some of the outer green for mulching. And I had a big stand of that same, oops, I got a shadow, that same Austrian winter pea right here, and I just pulled a bunch of it just like this. Oops, we got a tumbleweed. And then I dropped them over here where I just planted some Horizon Pro Cut sunflowers, which I'm pretty sure that's what these are. I mean, they could be the Horizon, but I doubt it, because I've got two kinds of Pro Cut sunflowers that I've planted, the Horizon and, wait, what did I call it? The Panache. I don't know what I just said, but I'm pretty sure these are the Horizon. And I winter sowed them and they took the frost. So if you're looking for early sunflowers that you can use as cut flowers, I'm pretty sure, like I said, these are the Horizon. When they bloom, we will know for sure. And the reason why I believe that these are the Horizon, for the life of me, I can't find it in my notes. Like, I really got to get organized about which row was planted. But I've planted those panaches before, and they really don't grow all that well. So I do like them, and I got a big bag of them. So I'm going to just keep planting them until I figure out the best way to do it. Those might have to be seeded in pods or something. Like, sunflowers typically are better direct sown, but maybe those panaches are just going to be better in pods. I don't know, or plug trays or something. But, okay, so this one right here, we got flower coming. So very soon we will know what these are. And look at what a great size they are. Perfect for cut flowers. That's what they were designed for. I direct sowed these, I believe it was first week of April or last week of March. And next year I want to try direct sowing these in the winter, and I'm going to cover them up like winter sowing, like you do for winter sowing. So they'll be like in-garden greenhouse covers. That's what I call them. So I can't wait for next winter to see what I can make happen. But yeah, I am super stoked about these. And then I just planted 20 of those, one seed in each hole, all along right here. And then I cover cropped them. That's cover cropped with radish leaves, the Austrian snow or Austrian winter peas, and I did throw in some shungiku leaves. Then over here, then next week I am going to harvest all the rest of the radishes that are on this side, and that's going to be my next week's succession of the Horizons. Then over here in this conglomeration, I've got a bunch of kale, which I want to keep because I've tasted the kale and it just kind of tastes real grassy to me. So if I want to have kale to eat, I need to figure out how to make it taste better or something. I don't know. But the thing is, kale is a good cover crop. And it's also a good trap crop or sacrificial crop. So some bugs, if you've got kale, they'll eat the kale and skip out on all the other stuff. But I've also got some alyssum here. I might pull some of those out and transplant them. I don't know, maybe. And if I get around to it. But I did a bunch of basil in here and some liatris, some more liatris. The purple and white mix. The bulbs looked pretty good. It could take a couple weeks for them to start coming up. So, and I did the cinnamon basil in here along with the liatris. And then this area I am reserving for my next successions of sunflowers. However, I feel like I should get something in there. So I may pop in some more radishes and black-eyed peas just so I can have a cover crop growing, and then I can use the greens to chop and drop, you know, and I'll leave the roots in and stuff, and we'll get that root exudate going on, and we'll get this soil covered. But I do have yarrow in here, and I don't know. I still need to research and see, should I thin it now or wait a little later? Or do I not thin it at all? Just let it do its thing. So I've only got some, it starts here. This, I did like a row, and I just sprinkled the seeds down because they're so small. And so these are growing. This seems like it did the best right in here. And it looks like they stop here. So I've just got yarrow in this little area here. So I can do a succession of sunflowers here, a succession of sunflowers here. And there's also cilantro growing. Yummy, yummy cilantro. I come out and eat a piece every day. And my brothers are coming in a couple days, and I'm going to try to make a salad and for them and throw these in there. And also, like, when they might start bolting because it's starting to get hot. So I'll take the bolted portions. Oh, look, there's another yarrow. And I'll chop and drop them or eat them, something. So I did let the weeds grow, but I've decided I'm taking out the big dandelions because they're just kind of big. They're going to do this kind of thing right there. And look at these, are so pretty. I got to figure out what those are. I'm still learning all of the weeds here. Now, that's one of the advantages to kind of, in a controlled setting, allow weeds to pop in. Don't just pick them, go, hey, I didn't plant that, pull that out of there. Well, let it grow. You know, especially if you have a sparse area like this that didn't fill in as you had hoped. And you let them grow, and then you see what they are and what they do, and then do you want them? So I do not want these dandelions because they're prickly. Their roots are kind of big. Although, you know, when I pull that up, it's going to be a nice planting hole with probably all kinds of, like, life right there. So, you know, I mean, you just got to pick and choose what you're doing and try to use everything for the best benefit. So when I pull this finally, it will be chop and drop. And I don't know, I thought I had planted something that could look like this spurgey stuff, but I'm pretty sure this isn't what I planted, and this is like a spurgey weed. But again, it's got the root exudates, It is covering the ground. I mean, not the best, but it's covering the ground. And so I'm using my weeds as sort of like cover crops and for root exudates, and then I want to learn about them. So that way I know I can just pull that and I'll chop and drop it. I'll let it grow and use it as chop and drop, or I'll use it for this or that or the other thing. Like I said, like this, when I pull this out, there's going to be a nice little planting hole there. So maybe I'll put my daylilies there. I don't know. Down on this end, this might be a good spot at the end of the yarrow area. You know, so I'm kind of letting things happen. And then I'm constantly planting. Like last week, I finally got the strawberry patch done. But now I'm thinking I don't really want to worry about strawberries. And I'm going to do something else over here. And because the strawberries that I bought at Home Depot were all like, they look dead. And plus, I don't have enough water. This week, I'm working on water. Hopefully, within the next week, I will have an extra 200 gallons of water storage that I can draw from. Maybe even 400. So, okay, so nothing got planted here, but I am, again, like I said, that's going to be my next succession of sunflowers. We got 2 kinds of cantaloupe over there that will then fill in over the cover crop of the radishes and the black-eyed peas, and I've got all that material that I can chop and drop and do this with, or compost, whatever. There's so many options. The kale here is operating as a cover crop, but there's going to be stuff popping up here, which will be cinnamon basil and liatris. And, oh, I just found out that cilantro is a really good companion plant for yarrow. So moving forward with that in mind, there's some other things that were good to go with yarrow that I found out, but since I already had the cilantro, I'm like, yay, I win. You know, moving forward, I think I'm going to make this my yarrow cilantro bed for the early spring, maybe starting even in the winter. So those are my radishes. I had radishes going all along here, mixed with this shingiku, and we've eaten all those radishes. And now I've got a cilantro too. I've got all this shingiku, which I actually want to try to pot up and see if I can turn them into nursery plants. They're kind of neat. And they might be a good chop and drop, cover crop, chop and drop, because look at how much coverage I got here. And this shingiku was like way up here. And I just pulled off all those greens to finish off this cover crop. Now what I've been doing is I come out and I get like 3 or 4 radishes. I might pull a weed, and I've been just dropping all of the greens right there because there was nothing planted. Nothing came up in that section. Like I had done some Hamburg rooted parsley over there. None of it came up. So I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So, but I'm like, I got to get on this whole sunflower thing. But I also need to be growing food. So I'm mixing in this is food and money. I'm developing my sunflower, cut flower, efforts. Oh, I also did some more basil over here too. The cinnamon basil right there in that spot. Okay, so, here's my baby's breath, which I found a few more plants popping up somewhere, it seems like. And then, again, we talked about those. And then these are my new daylilies that I need to find a place for. The thing I like about the daylilies is they are food. And they produce tubers that taste like potatoes, and you can use them just like potatoes. And I think you can just be harvesting them out of the ground all winter. Like you want to harvest them when they go dormant. And then you have these beautiful plants. That is just, I gotta have those. So, and that's an apple mint. And that's a blue Colorado spruce in that pot right there. And then what did I plant? Oh, and that is where I just popped in the zucchini right there in that spot where my finger is. This is supposed to be the Three Sisters area here. So this is going to be filled with corn. But I'm probably going to put the millet in here as well. And, excuse me. Here I'm going to put, or I already popped in some lemon basil in there. I think I might have done some lemon basil over here too. Yeah, I did lemon basil like right there, I think. So this is the lemon basil side, and over there is the cinnamon basil side. So that's what got planted, and there's still a bunch of stuff that hasn't come up yet. Like I planted liatris over here, and some pushkinia, and then I did do rain lilies, and the rain lilies did not look good, but one of them is coming up. Unless it's something else. Right here. So now it doesn't look like a rain lily, so now I don't know what that is, but I put rain lilies there, so I don't know. And this should be a Hobbit sunflower, which will just kind of mound up. It's a nice little landscaping flower. And oh my gosh, I love the baby's breath. And that should be another one, but it's not really looking like it. I don't know. Sometimes seeds have a tendency to move around for whatever reason. But yeah, these are all going to be coming into bloom, and they're right on time because they think they're 70 day. Or was it 50? Okay, if I planted these sunflowers the first part of April, yeah, they're like 70 days. So in another week, I'm thinking that'll be about 70 days and I will have flowers. So the rest of my sunflowers are kind of going to have to wait until the fall, or closer to the fall, late summer, fall. So let's see how they do in our intense sun. But they are sunflowers for a reason. All right, Crystal from the Rain Dance Ranch. Stuff got planted. I got more coming. If you saw my last video, or one of my, a couple days ago, I put a video up about everything I'm trying to plant. And I got to clean up some of the garbage and stuff now. I got like papers laying around. All right, super stoked about the garden. Got to get some more water in this place so I can start planting these outer areas. Because right now I just haven't enough ability to keep this part watered that I've planted, and a little area over there. And this is just too much water for me. And this is another reason why I'm focusing all of my planting right now. I want to get this all planted out, or like I said, I have a plan to do succession growing of the sunflowers there. So that'll be 1, 2, and I'm probably going to do the other sunflowers all along these beets. And yeah, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 successions. I think that'll be good. I'll probably stop at those 4 successions. Although I would like to see how these things grow the rest of the time. So maybe I'll do I'll come over here maybe and do successions over here, and then that gives me time to get my water collected. And I feel like I should cover that up with something, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, Crystal at the Rain Dance Ranch. When it rains, go out and dance.